Give you a look at the coaches today. Fernando Clavijo in his third season at the helm of Colorado. As a player, he was on the field for the full 90 minutes in the USA's historic upset of Colombia in the 1994 World Cup. He said it was a dream come true for him. And for DC United, the new man in town, Tom Soehn, in his first year, he takes over for Peter Novak, who left DC to join Bob Bradley's U.S. national staff as an assistant. And they're all bundled up today as we get set to open up a brand new stadium. Great to have you along here at Dick's Sporting Goods Park. Everybody, trying to get ready for this one and keep as warm as they can, but that has worked onto itself.
Thank goodness for that heated field, Dave, or else we'd see the orange ball out there, perhaps.
So we are expecting a little bit of light snow later on today, and in fact, before the players came up to start warming up here this afternoon, we had some light snowfall, but that has stopped, and we are ready for the first match of the season. MLS First Kick 2007, presented by Adidas. You see DC United showing up not in the black, but in the white uniforms today. And Colorado in the burgundy and blue, and we are underway. Major League Soccer season getting started here in Colorado. Erpen up into the middle of Carroll. Now here's Ben Olsen. Ben Olsen with a very busy schedule in 2006. Of course, he was with the U.S. national team. Made the trip to Germany and to the World Cup. Also managed to play in 20 DC United matches and then got married in the offseason. Erpen sending that one forward. Olsen trying to chase it down. A little flick off the heel. And now the first foul of this match, committed just 34 seconds in. Colorado and DC United. Jaime Moreno involved, and Jovan Karofsky wearing number 7 for Colorado. And Ben Olsen will send it to Boswell. Bobby Boswell, the MLS Defender of the Year you talked about. Emilio getting a touch here. Emilio is going to be easy to spot today. Wearing those high white socks.
Looks like Michael Cooper from the Lakers. The Cooper days.
That's the look here for DC United as Kyle Beckerman sends it out wide. Mishandled by Vanny. Greg Vanny in his 8th year. A true MLS veteran. Sent down for Herculez Gomez now on the attack. Colorado Rapids. Here's the cross. The misfire on the play by Hernandez. Nicholas Hernandez. And now Beckerman will launch this one high.
And that's something you saw out of Beckerman a lot last year, launching those long-range shots. He actually was co-leading the team with 7 goals last year after only 3 in his first 6 seasons.
A missed kick here.
And here you're going to see the ball come back to Herculez, and just a missed kick there. This time, sorry, Hernandez.
Hernandez, the forward from Argentina. Hemelu sending it out wide now to Brandon Prudhoe. Last 4 years he played with DC United. He was traded to Colorado on December 15th. So a little bit of payback maybe in mind. Here comes Ben Olsen on the attack now. DC United in white, sent inside for Emilio. Taken away from him. Beckerman the man to beat him. Roberto Brown now. Karofsky. Here's Terry Cook, formerly of Manchester United. Going to be a big part of the attack for Colorado here in 2007. Hernandez. Foul on that play. 2:45 in.
And these opening games are so interesting, Dave, because each team trying to dictate their style, their pace, and so important for Colorado. As we mentioned, they've never won an opening game. They've got all these new faces. Half of the starting 11 are new faces. So what they're going to bring to these first 10 minutes is critical to their confidence and to how they set the tone for the game.
Namath, part of the terrific back line for DC United last season. At 15, 7, and 10 overall, and got off to that great start of 13, 1, and 6, Julie, including a 14-game unbeaten streak. That was not enough to win MLS Cup, however.
It wasn't. They had that bit of a lag after the All-Star break, and yet still feel they should have beat New England in that Eastern Conference final.
Yep, losing a tough one there, 1-0. Hamalu came to Colorado in the Joe Cannon LA trade. And now here come the Rapids wearing the burgundy. A long one here, and out comes Troy Perkins, the reigning MLS goalkeeper of the year. Posted 8 shutouts last year.
One thing, we saw the highlight from the Chivas game last week, and Troy obviously upset to let that one go through his hands. But one thing you couldn't see on television is the rain. It was pouring rain.
Well, too much for Emilio there, but he has already had a goal-scoring impact. Very athletic, very fast, a great nose for the goal. One of the Brazilian players DC United has lured to Washington to put even more fear into the hearts of the league. Danny sending that one for Trudeau. Right in the center, Karofsky. Hamalu now. Wide to Vanny. Greg Vanny. Full head of steam for him. Herculez Gomez making a move here. Now a step over. Beckerman trying to settle this one down. He sprays it to Karofsky. Now wide. Trudeau. Trudeau will take it back now. Will play on. Karofsky with a little bit of room to operate. Here's Terry Cook to the wing, but nobody there inside the box.
And one thing you're going to see a lot from Colorado today with their 4-4-2, they got to get their outside backs forward. So you're already seeing Greg Vanny make a run, Trudeau make a run. Critical to their success, especially with 5 midfielders for DC.
Well, Cook will be the man to take the first corner here into the 6th minute of play. Here's Beckerman coming up. Settles, fires, blocks inside the box. Went with the left foot and right into the pack there. There's Bruno Candul, the spider. As Alan pointed out, 6'2", 190. Did not see a lot of playing time behind Joe Cannon, but he did in the reserve division. DC United now. Giroux has terrific speed there. We'll see him a lot today wearing number 21 in white. Olsen in the middle.
And Giroux already making a lot of runs forward. They love to see him do that. They want him attacking in that flank position.
Justin Moose, a bit of a surprise. He's wearing number 8 for DC United. Playing on that right side, and Julie, we did not anticipate seeing him in the lineup today. We thought maybe Clyde Sims. Moose got the call, and here comes DC United once again, trying to build something, trying to squeak it inside to Giroux.
We thought perhaps Fred, the new Brazilian, which we talked a lot about, but they said he just doesn't quite understand the system yet.
Olsen trying to collect it in turn. Here's Emilio, and a great job to pounce on that one by Candul. Got a piece of it just enough to disrupt it. Gomez tried to go flying up that line, but it was spoiled by Erpen.
And Candul does a very good job of coming off his line. That's one of the criticisms he's faced, is decision making, when to come off your line, when to stay.
Gomez picked away there by Moose. Gomez, they get it inside to Emilio. Top of the box, the shot, not much on it as he spun. Colorado and DC United scoreless here to the 8th minute. As you're watching MLS First Kick 2007, presented by Adidas. Erpen will throw in here. Wendell Erpen, again part of the terrific defense for DC United in 2006. But they stopped scoring down the stretch, Julie. And that's really in the second half of the season where it went sour for them leading off into the playoffs.
And I actually talked to Jaime Moreno about that yesterday and said, you know, what happened? And how were you feeling? He just turned 33 years old, and he said, I think I need to do a better job this year of pacing myself in practice, and it was my own fault. And we were a little tired. We're going to admit that, but he says we're going to be more conscious of it this year.
And a man down here for DC United, and that will be Christian Gomez, the reigning MVP. Beckerman. And there comes the yellow card on Beckerman. The first booking of the day goes against the homestanding Rapids. And Petke out to argue the cause here, but Christian Gomez has really not been involved very much in the early minutes here. Gets hit.
He hasn't, and with Pablo Mastroeni being out, this is the duties of trying to contain Gomez are largely going to fall on Beckerman.
Beckerman was apologizing, but got carded nonetheless. Here's Petke. Petke, formerly of DC United as well, and one of the better defenders in this league. Gomez looking for someone to spring free, and now collects it in the center. Christian Gomez. Nicely done by Petke to pry it away from him. DC United takes it right back. Here's Moreno. Jaime Moreno, the team captain. Plays sketchy early on. Olsen, as he is wont to do, going in hard. And another yellow card. Everyone's very forgiving after the fact today.
A little chippy, to be expected in the first game. Here's another look at it. Olsen saying, I didn't have my leg and my foot up at his knee.
Ben saying, no, no, no. But Ben Olsen
comes in a little high.
And grabbing Herculez Gomez. Little noogie.
Oh, there's a love tap.
So Michael Kennedy, the referee, a little busy here in the early minutes. In the 11th minute, Colorado and DC United in the season opener. Trudeau sending it back. Emalu. He wants Vanny. Down with the chest. Now a long one here. Right into the teeth of that defense, intended for Roberto Brown. The 6'2 Panamanian, a very good target. Now Gomez springing free. Opportunity knocking. He chips it off the hand and a near goal. But right off the hand, a corner coming up. And Perkins, who was a little bit sketchy in recent matches, he gave up a very controversial goal recently, went right through his hands.
And this is a new position for Herculez. He's usually used to playing up front like he did with the LA Galaxy, trying to get to Hernandez on that back post.
Look for the outswinger, and that was spoiled by Bobby Boswell. That's a midfield here, and Vanny will collect it now for Colorado. Again, a big field. Both sides very aware of that. And at this altitude, it can be quite tough.
80 yards wide by 120, and you're a mile high up. That is just unbelievable. I would have an oxygen tank strapped onto my back.
Another golden opportunity there for Gomez as he went spiraling in and taken down. And still in for Moose. Herculez Gomez, the LA native, acquired last December in the trade from the Galaxy. With the ability to punch it in the 13th minute, no score here.
And another big thing with this field size is where you put your defensive line. You can see both teams right now trying to make the field very compact. You don't want the game to get too far spread out, and you're having to chase players all over this field at this altitude.
Here comes Moose. He's on. Moreno with time to fire. Shoots too high. The question was it tipped? And I believe it was off the hand of Kandul. This will be a corner.
And you're going to see Jaime see that he's got space. When he gets it from Moose, Moose is going to take on, does well to take on, draws the defender. And Moreno trying to chip it over Kandul, who is there to tip it above the bar.
So Christian Gomez will line up the corner. 14 goals, 11 assists last season for DC United. And from Argentina, Justin Moose is there as well. Kennedy coming over. Played short. Karofsky, the first man to deny. Moreno trying to settle it, but it'll be an offside as we go down to the field, and our man Alan Hopkins. Alan.
Dave, well, for DC United, this is another game. They've already been hitting the ground running, if you will, this season. They just got back from Guadalajara, where they spent nearly 2 weeks there. They did not get it done in the CONCACAF Champions Cup, where they were eliminated by Guadalajara Chivas. We expect them to be more fit, a little bit more sharp than Colorado, who are really just starting their season today. Dave.
All right, Ellen, thank you very much.
And on top of that, in Guadalajara, they're training at a very high altitude. So when teams come into this environment, they're usually struggling with the altitude. DC United has been training in it for 10 days.
Well, Ben Olsen fouled as he is down on his face. That was Roberto Brown hitting him.
Tonight's honorary captain, Bryce Montes, was the YourMuff.com Practice Team Captain for a contest. He was presented with a Raptors jersey today.
Ben Olsen doing a little acting, I think, there. He's not going to like me for saying that. But did well to draw it.
He's dropping it back for Facundo Urpin. Here's Olsen back on those feet. And Bobby Boswell has spent last January in the U.S. training camp, and it's really helped his maturation process, he says. He's been quite a piece of the puzzle on that back line, the central piece. Giroux. As it's taken away from him, Trudeau there. Quick throw in. Emilio. Here comes Gomez. Gomez trying to save it, but can't. We take a look at today's United States Marine Corps team profile. And today a 5th new MLS stadium opening here with Dick's Sporting Goods Stadium. A new partnership with English Premier League club Arsenal FC. And new team colors. Sky blue, that's after the Denver Nuggets. Burgundy after the Avalanche. The ownership group owns those franchises as well. We have a delay here with a fan on the field. Fans getting a bit of a giggle out of that. Well, tonight we've got New York and Columbus coming your way at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Toronto and Chivas on Fox Soccer Channel at 10:30 p.m. And on Sunday, Los Angeles taking on Houston. That's at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And that fan has been dispatched, allowing this match to continue here in Denver, Colorado. A bitterly cold day into the 17th minute. Brown recollects it. Here he comes. Back to Gomez now. Nicolas Gomez. Oh, blocked beautifully by Brian Carroll. So a little bit of electricity developing there for Colorado. Precious few chances here in the first half thus far. You know this about the back line for DC United. They are not afraid to be physical. Well, certainly Ben Olsen is not. They'll continue to play here. On the attack, they counter. Gomez intended for Moose. He gets it right back to Olsen. Olsen in the center to work. And now DC United will take a long look here and spread it to Urpin. Facundo Urpin, one of the many All-Stars. They had 8 All-Stars compete against Chelsea last summer in the MLS All-Star match in Chicago. Olsen looking for the wing now, and offside. And sometimes you're too fast for your own good, and Steven Deroux just might be. Raised in Jamaica but moved to Washington D.C. at 13. Very fast.
He's so fast he beat the line, but that's critical for DC United days. Get those flank midfielders forward. They've got to put pressure on the back four of Colorado offensively, and that is such a tough position on a field this size. They're going to have to track up and back all game.
Petke targeting Vanny. He comes up, tries to settle it. Moose came over, he beat him. Now inside the box, there's Brown. Here's Karofsky making a move. He fires. Partially deflected, and then Urpin had to cover it and get rid of it.
In talking with Coach Clavijo yesterday, one of the things, again, he mentioned is Vanny getting forward, Prideaux getting forward, his 2 outside backs. You're already seeing them doing this early in half.
Hernandez deep into the corner. And it'll be a corner coming now for Colorado into the 19th minute. A scoring opportunity approaching here. This will be their 3rd corner in the first half. Perkins directing some traffic. Terry Quick will take it again. The outswinger. Nodded into the corner of the goal. Herculez Gomez strikes. Number 10 for Colorado. And what a great way to christen the new stadium. In the first half, Colorado takes a 1-0 lead.
And what a great goal in terms of timing. Trying to get confidence. You've got a new player. Herculez Gomez steps up on a new field, new uniforms, everything has changed around them. And this will give Colorado tremendous confidence. He just steps in front of his player, poor marking in the box to nod it in, and does well to keep it low. Tough for Perkins to get that when it's knotted down at the goal line.
DeRue went jumping up for it, but couldn't get up that high. And Gomez celebrates the first goal of the season. Off the set piece in the 19th minute. So Urban and United, most talented team a season ago, the best team for most of the season until it mattered the most. They find themselves down 1-0. Moose on the near side. DC United will have it back here on the throw, and here's Olsen. Bailey targeting Roberto Brown. He nods it down beautifully here for Hernandez, but it's cleaned up by Namath. Covered that one quickly.
And Namath is going to have to do that all game, because that's one of the challenges of a 3-back is when you get numbers forward, you're exposed in the back with only 3 back there. And if Colorado can get numbers forward, they can expose that 3-back line of DC United.
And for more on Gomez, let's excuse me, let's go down to Alan Hopkins. Alan,
I guess you're all choked up on that goal here, the first at Dick's Sporting Park. Really, Herculez Gomez is a great story. He was the MVP for the LA Galaxy just 2 years ago, and he was crushed when he got the call saying he was traded to Colorado along with Ugo Ihimolu. Well, the big thing for Herculez in terms of easing his transition was that he stayed with Ugo in terms of roommates, but he finally got along with Fernando Clavillo, found his role here, and as Julie mentioned earlier, a bit of a different role that he has here than he did with LA. He's playing far out wide. He has a lot more defensive responsibility. For Herculez, what a huge goal to get his confidence up after really having his heart broken in the offseason trade, Dave.
And for Colorado, too, I mean, Alan, you can feel the electricity there. Quick chances right after the goal by Herculez Gomez as well, and how they can electrify not only a game, but a whole season when you start out like this.
And when he was he was the one who scored all the big goals for them without Landon Donovan, without Jovan Kirovski. He was the one that really got them in position, and they went on to win the MLS Cup. And he's certainly happy to find a home here in Colorado.
All right, a cold home it is, but he's delighted by the early results. Thank you, Alan. Namath with it now.
And it's interesting to adapt to a new position at outside midfield, going as a forward. Actually, this is a good team to do it against, DC United, because like we talked about, this 3-back they play creates these huge gaps in the flanks, and that's what he's going to try and get into all game. He's already been successful knocking into those flank areas.
Olsen. Urban. Carroll lost it. Here's Kirovski now. Looking to counter with Gomez right on his back. And Gomez able to flick it, but not away. And now Ihimolu sends it forward. Colorado with the 1-0 lead here. Emilio giving chase. But Khandul has been pretty steady. There had been some question about his decision-making, certainly not his athletic talents. He's solid here in the first half thus far, but very early. Olsen. Olsen finding Gomez. Gomez, the MVP, ahead, looking for Moose. Intended for him, but it rolls out.
And it will be interesting to see the reaction from DC United on how they handle going down a goal early. They've got legs that are tired from their CONCACAF games, and they've got some players on the field that want to make a difference right away for their very first starts.
ATV's greatest adventure continues. A leader finally returns, but an enemy follows. Is there a traitor among them? Lost. All new on Wednesday at 10 o'clock, 9 Central, only on ABC. Colorado 1-0 on DC United. Here's Karofsky to Vanny. Quick passing here by the Rapids. Here's Beckerman turning. Beckerman brought down from behind by Christian Gomez, but no call there. Hook into the corner. Sends it back into the box. He's applying a lot of pressure. He's the kind of guy that you know exactly what he wants to do. You know where he's going. That doesn't mean you can stop him.
And he's got great speed down that flank, which always helps.
Cook, a very good crosser. Led MLS in assists despite a knee injury, which held the Englishman in just 23 games last season. Giroux trying to get that speed fired up, working with Moreno. Moreno with it now. Arguably the greatest attacking player in league history. 105 career goals. Here's Olsen. Just got it free to Moose. Emilio has had much of an impact so far in his first half here. Ben Olsen says he's going to be a great target forward for DC United. Ben says someone who can do the business inside.
And they also already love him as a person. They said he's a total character. He's fit into the team's chemistry right away.
Moreno drew 2 men on him. Then comes back to DC United. Here's Olsen to fire it, and it's too high. But Ben Olsen got a real good look there.
Lots of time. If you're going to give Ben Olsen that much time, he's going to start cracking them. You're going to see Beckerman, Karofsky try and tighten up in the midfield. It's so tough when you have 5 midfielders in there for DC United. You feel like you're always a man down unless you have a defender or a forward helping you out. And Ben Olsen just knocking that high.
Here's Prudhoe now with all sorts of territory to work. He will switch it for Vanny. Vanny on the near side now. Up ahead, here's Gomez. Boy, beautifully done here, but Gomez couldn't get to it. Moose cut him off. Olsen quickly to counter. And deflected back to the Rapids here, and Brandon Prudhoe. Karofsky. No contact there with Olsen, and a foul on Ben Olsen. Gomez to bring it ahead now. Gomez with a long one. Now comes Perkins to grab it. Troy Perkins coming off a terrific season. Of course, United returning the league MVP, the Defender of the Year, and the Goalkeeper of the Year, bringing them all here to Dick's Sporting Goods Park in Denver, Colorado, the brand new facility. Karofsky sending it back. To Vanny, and here's Mike Petke controlling. Vanny had that one deflected by Jaime Moreno. Jaime scored an absolutely brilliant goal recently on a bicycle kick against Chivas Guadalajara. That was in the CONCACAF Champions Cup.
That was a beauty.
I don't know if you describe it as a full bicycle, but pretty darn close. Go back to Brian Ching's goal last year. Another bicycle kick that was absolutely astounding, and we think we'll get a look at that again today. The Rapids now to build something. Gomez at midfield. He's been troubled today. Trying to get it ahead for Nicolas Hernandez, the forward from Argentina. He wins it right back. Erpen really getting physical. Boy, Hernandez sent spiraling. No foul there. Olsen tripped up. Roberto Brown got him. Kennedy with another caution. Moreno. They're looking for Emilio as often as they can. Neymar controlling now for DC United. Emilio's a terrific story. 28 years old. maybe a star. At the age of 2, lost his father to a tropical disease. He was bitten by an insect, a parasite, very common in Latin America. His father died when Emilio was very, very small. Started his career at the age of 16 in Brazil. Went to Germany for Cologne. His move to Germany forced him to learn that language very quickly, which is what he's trying to do now with English. But he speaks very fluent German. Here's Hernandez to Gomez. Vanny. And to start the attack here, Erpen spoils it. So into the 30th minute, Colorado with the 1-0 lead on the Herculez Gomez goal off a corner kick. It was in the 19th minute. Beckerman eyeing Brown, Roberto Brown. Trudeau trying to chase it down. Nice save by Terry Cook, showing off some speed there.
What you're seeing happen to DC United is Colorado is getting some players forward, which forces them to go into a really deep defensive stance, which in turn doesn't allow them to get any numbers forward in a counterattack.
Gomez again with the cross, but that one knocked away. Vanny flicking that one back for Petke. And Colorado will build it again. Rapids playing with a lot of energy, and especially when the ball is on the foot of Herculez Gomez here on the left.
And they're using their width so well. Again, 80 yards wide this field. So if they can constantly keep DC United chasing, they're going to tire them out defensively.
Vanny settles and now looks ahead for the Rapids. That was intended for Gomez, but Moose picked that up beautifully. He saw that one coming, and DC United will have a throw in. DC United, a bit of a surprise today, wearing the white. We're used to seeing United in the black and the burgundy and the blue. We see the Colorado Rapids today in a new look. Here comes Giroux, taken away beautifully. Hamilu able to get there in time and spoil that goal chance.
And that's why Fernando Clavillo brought in Hamilu for his speed. He can clean things up in the back. There he did just that. A little bit out of position, but able to make up for it with his speed.
DC United pretty cautious here, trailing 1-0, and on the road this afternoon. Here's Boswell. Boswell had a big year in 2006 and was also named one of the 50 hottest bachelors in the November Cosmopolitan. He was named Mr. Virginia. Foul here in the 32nd minute. Brown going down. Roberto Brown fouled by Bobby Boswell. So Mr. Virginia sometimes doesn't play nice all the time.
And the thing I love about Bobby Boswell, more than the fact that he's Mr. Virginia, is that here's a guy who comes in undrafted in 2005. They found him actually by Peter Novak was looking at a different player and just happened to stumble upon him. And 2 years later, he's not only an all-star, he's the defender of the year.
And a very popular website. We just flashed that for you. BobbyBoswell.com. DC United helping sponsor that. And a lot of hits, not only in the state of Virginia. Hernandez trying to get inside, but the Rapids will throw in. Terry Cook does the honors. Here's the turn at the top of the box. Gomez, now Beckerman. That was blocked by Carroll. But Beckerman, for just a split second, had that opening just blast away, and that's what he had in mind.
Yeah, and you could see him shaking his head, thinking he should have got that off a little bit faster. Unfortunate that it got blocked.
But Gomez just relentless. The long one deep to the opposite corner, intended for Cook, but he can't get there.
And this is the trouble of playing a three-back on an 80-yard wide field. There's just so much ground to cover, so you leave these huge flanks open on the outside. And Gomez is doing a great job of exploiting those flanks in that area.
You're watching MLS First Kick 2007, presented by Adidas. DC United taking on Colorado in the first game at Dick's Sporting Goods Park. Dave O'Brien alongside National Soccer Hall of Famer Julie Foudy and Alan Hopkins working down on the field in very chilly temperatures. His first game as the head coach of DC United, the storied franchise. Colorado, just a dismal time of it in season openers, but off to a great start today because of the goal in the 19th minute by Herculez Gomez. Jaime Moreno has just been issued a yellow card here. He does not agree with the call by Kennedy. Trudeau will play this back. Hamilou has played stout defense here in the first half. He finds Manning. Manning inside, Beckerman intended. Oh, great little flick there by Brown. That's going to be wide to the opposite post. They keep it in. Here's Brown. Settle, shoots and scores! He got it! Roberto Brown! Boy, he and Cook teaming up beautifully there. And it's 2-0 Colorado.
And this is why Terry Cook led the league last year in assists. He's able to find that seam. And what a perfectly placed ball to Roberto Brown.
The second assist of the day for Terry Cook.
And here we're going to get another look at it. Beckerman trying to find a gap, missing it, but Terry Cook there to clean up on the outside and just sees that Roberto Brown is poached in the middle of the field. Brown having the state and presence of mind to actually take a touch. Usually you don't have that much time in the box. Finishes it off nicely by just slotting it home.
El Bombadero, the Bombardier, his nickname. And Cook has been right in the middle of it. DC trying to return now. Here's Emilio. This shot will be wide of Pandul as Carroll came up and hit one low and strong, but off that far post. 2-0 Colorado. Now, we talked about the combination of Cook and Brown, and Terry Cook, a man who grew up playing with Gary Neville and David Beckham in England. Terrific touch on his passes.
And what's beautiful about this play is Brown actually started it. He was the one who had the flick to Beckerman, and then he's already back in the box, getting on the end of it.
DC United winners of 4 MLS Cups. A storied franchise in Major League Soccer indeed, but here in Colorado it's been a different story for DC United. They're 0-5-2 here in their last 7 games in Colorado. Perkins coming out. Not much danger there. Now Brown is suddenly all over the place after his goal moments ago. Oh, a misfire there by Giroux. Missed kick. He gets tied up by Brown. A little pat on the head too, a foul. Troy Perkins giving up 2 here in the first half. We're talking about Alan Hopkins, a terrific goalkeeper, the goalkeeper of the year in 2006, but lately he's had some problems, hasn't he?
He's had a tough week. In fact, he had a big gash in their loss to Guadalajara Chivas in the Champions Cup semifinals, where he very literally let a ball slip right through his hands. But Perkins is a goalkeeper that earned a lot of respect in national team camp in January and February. A lot of the goalkeepers, including Joe Cannon, who I talked to, really felt like he earned the respect of a lot of the guys who hadn't really seen or worked with him up close. But certainly this week, Dave, is not one he's going to look back on as one as a highlight reel.
Yeah, Alan, unfortunately for Troy Perkins, we are going to show it at some point. And it is an embarrassing moment for a goalkeeper when something like that does happen. Gomez sending it to Moose now. DC United looking to get one of them back here. Justin Moose made only 1 appearance on the first team for DC United last year. Here's Emilio. Really haven't seen any magic working for him as this is going to be tipped by Pandul. Brian Carroll with some nifty work here and almost got that goal back.
And that's the thing with DC United is they are such a quality team. They've got the experience to stay composed, to keep chipping away. They're gonna take their outside shots. Brian Carroll there, you saw Ben Olsen before.
Christian Gomez, the MVP, will take the corner kick now for DC United. And here it comes. He hit it low, and there was a foul before, and that was Emilio. Emilio, he handled the man that he hit in the process of that corner kick. 2-0 Colorado. Let's go back to Troy Perkins. When Alan Hopkins described his problems just days ago here. This was in the 2007 CONCACAF Champions Cup, right through the hands, Julie.
And this is the one we were talking about at the top. What you don't see is it's pouring rain, but still, any keeper is going to look at that and say, that should just never happen, especially for someone like Troy Perkins, who goalkeeper of the year, like we've said. The errors are unlike him.
And Condul on the other side, able to tip that one right over the bar. But of course, not in a pouring rain, although it is awfully cold here today. 40th minute, 2-0 Rapids. And they're liking the new home building a great deal.
I'd like it a lot right now.
Gomez pries that away, but gives it back to Moose. Now off Beckerman. Now Pecky will look up. The flick for Gomez. Boy, nicely done by Hernandez. And Perkins will send it ahead. Moreno. Here comes Jaime Moreno now. Petke got a piece of it. That spoiled the play.
You can see Moreno getting a little bit frustrated. Picked up the yellow earlier. Unable to get that cohesion started with Gomez and Emilio like they had in the last CONCACAF games.
Colorado with 2 goals. Troy Perkins has yet to make a save. Vanny targeting for Gomez, ran right into Urpin. Urpin, a very savvy defender. Gomez, great speed ahead now. Gets by 1-2, takes a fall. And now a whistle, and a very late one here, as Christian Gomez was upended and went down on his back.
That was actually a really smart play by Jaime Moreno. You see, he's thinking, I'm probably not going to get to this ball, and instead points to the referee. I don't want advantage. Please call that foul, please. I'm not getting to that ball. But there you're seeing some of the creativity of Gomez. He can go at players. He likes to penetrate on the dribble, frees players up. He draws defenses. It's your reigning MVP.
So on the set piece, we'll see if Gunnar Condul, the Spider, can continue to be solid here today in the 42nd minute. Gomez wants to line up this kick as the Rapids build a wall here. Gomez named one of the league's best 11 in 2006, along with 3 of his United teammates. The Stars are back, but they're trailing here. They had 3 goals on set pieces last year. Fires it right into the teeth of the wall. That was right into his namesake, Herculez Gomez, who is down in pain right now. Here's Moose. Brown, who has already scored once, he got popped in the nose or in the mouth. Colorado with a 2-0 lead as we near halftime here. Jaime Moreno trying to get something going before the break. Here's Moose, intended for him, but it's Condul coming out. And that offside flag is up nonetheless.
But again, another good decision by Condul. One of the things he's been criticized for, and with a lack of experience, it's one of the hardest things to come by, is your timing off your line as a goalkeeper.
And coming up at halftime, it's the Dick's Sporting Goods halftime report. We go back to the studio, Sports Center, and a game update. And we'll also look at a unique athlete, Colorado's Pablo Mastroeni. It's all coming up at halftime here from Denver, Colorado, where it's gone very, very well for the homestanding Rapids in their lid lifter.
I talked to Coach Clavijo about whether Pablo Mastroeni is actually going to make an appearance today, and he said he's coming off knee surgery, which is the knee's 100%, but his fitness isn't quite there. But he said hopefully we won't need him, but if we do, he could play about 40 minutes in that second half, 45 minutes.
Another offside flag up here. Luciano Emilio. They've added Emilio and Fred as well to the attack of DC United, which paid off here in the first half.
And that's one of the things DC United's going to have to talk about at halftime is how do we get our Brazilian Luciano Emilio more involved in this game? He's been quiet. He had a couple snips in front of goal, but you're not seeing an attacking presence by him.
Moreno trying to launch an attack here. And Giroux ran right into the defender, got right back up and controlled it. Luciano can't turn and fire. Moose trying to get free. Blocked by the Rapids. Olsen's here. Olsen and stumbling from behind and taking it down is Nicholas Hernandez. Looks like he just lost his balance.
And that's a very good move by Ben Olsen. That's an experienced move. He's drawing the foul. That's exactly what he's doing. He feels the pressure from behind. And he knows here we have a great chance. Here he's going to feel the pressure. Very experienced. He goes down with it and knows for DC United a very good chance in front of goal in the 45th minute.
Well, they've added an additional minute here, but time running out on DC United to get on the board before halftime, down 2-0. Christian Gomez to take the kick. So only about a half minute remaining before the break, but Gomez with an opportunity. The young keeper, Condul, directing traffic. This one is high. Gomez with a pretty serious strike. He's very dangerous with those. Looks to be their last best effort to score before halftime.
I find it interesting they don't line anyone else up with Christian Gomez. Even if you have another player running over the ball, I mean, it's obvious he's probably going to take most of those free kicks. He had great success with them last year, but still something to provide a little more deception.
Hercules Gomez and Roberto Brown with goals in the first half for Colorado. A great way to open up their brand new stadium here in Denver. And Bruno Condul has been pretty tough as the goalkeeper as well. We are at halftime. MLS first kick 2007. One half in the books. Colorado leading 2-0 as we go to Rob Stone. Rob.
Well, Dave, no MLS team opening up their brand new soccer-specific stadium has ever trailed at halftime or lost their first game. Columbus, the LA Galaxy, Dallas, and Chicago. And now it looks like you can add Colorado to at least part of that list as the Rapids, a very impressive opening 45 minutes, have a 2-0 lead at the break. When our live coverage returns, we'll kick it over to our friends at Sports Center to find out what's going on at Augusta and around the sporting world, plus an at-home profile of the Rapids, Pablo Mastroeni.
MLS First Kick 2007, presented by Adidas, brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. And Panasonic. Catch all the action in crisp, clear Panasonic motion. Panasonic Plasma for the speed of sports.
We've left the most treasured game in the world to be played in the shadows, where its speed, power, and passion have remained unseen. Now, a new stage is set, with new stars bringing light that soccer's time has come.
I'm Josie Altidore, and this is my story. When I was 5, I kicked the ball too hard. Parents were afraid I would hurt the other kids, so I had to play with the 8-year-olds. my weapon was gone. I was scared. But you just got to fight for every loose ball, and that's what it's all about at any age. Now I'm playing the MLS at age 17. I'm still taking on all the big guys. That's when you find out what you're really made of.
The passage is intense, but if you complete the journey, you will find your destiny among the world's greatest warriors. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Hey, LeBron. Hey, Mr. Big Man. Who's got the moves now, Mr. Superstar?
The new Cub Cadet Time Saver I-1000 zero-turn tractor. The only mower that maneuvers like a zero-turn and drives like a tractor. So you can keep up with the Jameses.
Who's got game, baby? Bring it. Go left? Am I going right? Am I...
Consider that yours. Just do it. Is this all your ex-wife's stuff? She wears my size. I'm real, and I'm here, and I'm asking for a chance. If you leave me, I will make you pay.
An all-new Desperate Housewives, Sunday at 9, 8 Central, only on ABC.
Colorado with a 2-0 lead over DC United. It is halftime in the Mile High City. And welcome in, everyone. Scott Reese here in the ESPN Digital Center with your Sports Center update. We begin in Augusta, Georgia, where, like Denver, the weather is anything but spring-like. Temperatures at first tee-off this morning in the high 30s with 20-mile-an-hour winds. But that has not bothered one Tiger Woods, who is at 2 under for the day and now has slipped into a tie for second place at 1 under for the tournament. He is through 13 holes. Stuart Appleby has a 2-shot lead on the pack. He is at -1 through 10. Highlights, of course, on SportsCenter, 6 Eastern on ESPN. Afternoon baseball, the Cubs and the Brew Crew. Ben Sheets, phenomenal in his first start, not quite as such today. Serves one up to Aramis Ramirez, his first of the year, and the Cubbies double up the Brew Crew 6-3. Drama in New York. O's Yanks 7-6 Baltimore. Bases loaded, 2 out, 9th inning, and A-Rod off of Chris Ray. Who says this guy's not clutch, huh? Rodriguez with the walk-off grand slam, and the Yankees, who were down 7-3 at one point, come from behind, beat the O's 10-7. English Premier League action. Wayne Rooney and Manchester United taking on Portsmouth. 30th minute of a scoreless game. And the putback courtesy of Matt Taylor beating Edwin van der Sar. Portsmouth up 1-0. 89th minute. And Rio Ferdinand tries to play it back to Van der Sar. Whoa, miscommunication. That's embarrassing. The own goal makes it 2-0, and that was big because it winds up being a 2-1 final. How about Fulham and Everton? Corner kick in the 22nd minute for Fulham, and American Carlos Bocanegra using the noggin. Makes it 1-0. That was good Bocanegra. This was not so good Bocanegra. Out of position defensively, James Vaughan scores to make it 3-1 Everton. Stoppage time, it's now 4-1. And Tim Howard coming up big between the pipes. Everton goes on to win 4-1. Roberto Brown finding the twine. That gives Colorado a 2-0 lead, and that is where we sit. Back to Denver right after this.
We've left the most treasured game in the world to be played in the shadows, where its speed, power, and passion have remained unseen. Now, a new stage is set, with new stars bringing light that soccer's time has come.
Yes, it's time to vacation, Dollar Millionaire style.
Road trip.
With outstanding McDonald's fries and outlandish legroom, this cabin is first class all the way.
Oh, these people don't fly coach, but they're pretty fly.
They're also decked out with decadent double cheeseburgers and other dollar menu delicacies. No, they don't need a 5-star hotel. They've got $5 million.
They've stormed beaches and freed countries. They've raised our flag and our hope. They've been called leathernecks. They've been called devil dogs. But above all, they're called Marines.
Hey, Ted. I'm gonna have to let you go. It's the beard comb over, isn't it? Yeah. It really makes me question your decision-making abilities, Ted. What if I start drinking Sierra Mist free? It's free of calories, but it still has that great lemon lime taste. That would be a good decision. Drinking Sierra Mist free would be a good decision, Ted, but I'm sorry. Suddenly there's some norm that I don't get. You know, it's just...
Wednesday.
What's she doing here?
I don't trust her.
The fact that I trust her should be enough.
If I told you everything I know, you'd kill me.
What do you think I'll do if you don't?
All new Lost. Wednesday at 10/9 Central. Only on ABC.
Joe. Steven. Hey. All right, take care.
I'm Landon Donovan. Don't discriminate.
This copyrighted telecast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.
Welcome back to the Dick's Sporting Goods halftime report. Hercules Gomez in the 19th minute, Roberto Brown in the 35th, both coming off feeders from Terry Cook. It is 2-0 Colorado in their brand new stadium at halftime. Colorado's Pablo Mastroeni started for the U.S. men's national team in both 2002 and 2006 FIFA World Cups, but started today on the bench due to fitness concerns. But we do expect to see him on the field in the second half. But hey, let him enjoy his downtime, as any father of a newborn can attest to.
On the field, I consider myself very tenacious, aggressive, very vocal, and very competitive. You know, I take my job pretty serious. Off the field, I'm fairly mellow. You know, I enjoy playing the guitar, writing, and hanging out with the family, really. I never knew how much I was going to grow up after the first kid, and in the last 3 weeks with the second one, it's been a whirlwind around here, and just the different responsibilities the both of us have, as far as keeping one happy and keeping the other one fed. You know, it's a lot more on my shoulders now. Having the kids is the most gratifying experience of my life. I think that you know, my wife and I have been together for so long. We used to be on separate couches, you know, reading books, doing puzzles, and just the two of us talking. And now I look over and she's got one kid, I have the other. And before you know it, we're gonna have teenagers in the living room taking up all the space and taking up all our time. But yeah, it's gonna be tough, and that's the key, is to try to find the times for yourself and your wife too. Like, we have to have date times, you know. Every Thursdays we have to, you know, leave the kids with a babysitter just so we can get a breath of fresh air and kind of connect and stay connected as we once were. So it's gonna be tough, but it's a challenge that I love and that I hope continues on forever.
Coach Clavijo says Pablo's about 40 minutes match fit, so we anticipate seeing him in the second half. Our score at the break, Colorado on top 2-0, and we are at halftime of MLS First Kick 2007. You've been watching the Dick's Sporting Goods halftime report. When we return, first half highlights and second half kick.
MLS First Kick 2007, presented by Adidas. Impossible is nothing. And Honda Civic. Live your best moment.
We've left the most treasured game in the world to be played in the shadows, where its speed, power, and passion have remained unseen. Now, a new stage is set, with new stars bringing light that soccer's time has come.
The passage is intense, but if you complete the journey, you will find your destiny among the world's greatest warriors. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Oh, sweet. Here, miss. Can I have a sip? Oh, yeah, sure. Thanks. Thanks, that hits the spot. It's not a sip. What are you talking about? You drank like half the bottle. Here, let me show you. This is what I did. That's not what you What you're saying I did was something like... But I know I didn't do that.
The competition tougher, the judges harder.
You messed up. It really gets on my nerves.
If these stars want to survive, they better set the floor on fire. Dancing with the Stars, live Monday, 8/7 Central, only on ABC.
Interested in high-tech careers with more earning power and better employment opportunities? Check out IntelliTech College's Automotive Technician program. In just 15 months, with IntelliTech College, you can be a highly skilled automotive technician with skills to inspect, diagnose, repair, and maintain today's high-tech cars. Plus, you'll be equipped with your very own Snap-on toolset while training on our state-of-the-practice equipment. Build a career you'll love with the talent you hold in your own two hands. Gear up at IntelliTech College. Call today, 719-632-7626.
When dangerous thunderstorms threaten southern Colorado, the Storm Tracker 13 team's primary concern is your safety.
Storm Tracker 13 is committed to being first on the air when severe weather threatens, constantly tracking every storm live, warning you before storms strike.
Using experience and technology to track a storm's arrival right into your neighborhood.
And we stay on the air, letting you know what to expect minute by minute until every viewer is out of danger.
Storm Tracker 13, day or night, if there's a threat out there, we're tracking it. This is KRDO-TV, Colorado Springs, Pueblo.
Watching ESPN on ABC.
Just about set for the second half here in Denver, Colorado. It's the Rapids leading DC United by a score of 2-0. Dave O'Brien, Julie Foudy, and Alan Hopkins with you. And in the first half, in the 19th minute, it was Herculez Gomez to strike first and get Colorado in the early lead. And what a festive occasion it was in a brand new soccer-specific stadium. Dave O'Brien, Julie Foudy with you. Fairly quick strike in the 19th minute, and the Rapids were off to the races after that.
And they were off to the races, and critical, like we said, to start in this opening game, and they've never won one before. They needed to be strong, and they came out with that mentality today.
Look at the game shots brought to you by Panasonic. Here are the kick tracks.
And the new ESPN technology, tracking the cross in, the corner kick in. Herculez Gomez, you're going to see him here in the freeze. Steven Deroux, the white for DC United, gets a little bump. Herculez Gomez creating some space for himself, gets in the gap, finishes it nicely. The first goal for Colorado Rapids. And you're going to see again some poor marking for DC United in the second goal. Roberto Brown wide open, no one steps up, and again with the kick tracks, measuring not just the flight of the ball, at 47 miles per hour.
So Herculez Gomez, who had the first goal of the season here in our MLS First Kick 2007, presented by Adidas. We're looking for more as the Rapids start in possession. We're underway here in the second half. Ryan Bruto sending it back. The Rapids with a lot of energy in the first half. DC United trying to get back into this thing. as the second half has begun. DC United in white, and the Rapids in the burgundy and the blue. Olsen to Christian Gomez. Gomez with a couple of scintillating runs, but they were broken up at the last moment. Terry Cook, at first half, he had 2 assists after leading the league in assists last year. Here's Gomez again. Gomez with a low shot, and Perkins able to dig that out.
And what's interesting when you look at those 2 goals for Colorado, DC United second best in the league last year. They brought back the same back line. They were experienced players, defender of the year. Colorado, completely new back line, yet they're the ones that look more solid today, more composed, tighter on their marking.
Jaime Moreno with some physical contact, but there was no foul. Beckerman to Prudhoe. Prudhoe Brown and Hercules Gomez with the first 2 goals of the season. Hernandez sends it back to Prudhoe. As mentioned, the last 4 years he has played in MLS with DC United. Not trying to beat them today. Is intended for Purdue. Prudhoe unable to get there. Here comes Olsen now.
Colorado first half did a very good job of neutralizing the 5 midfielders for DC United by pushing their outside backs forward and their outside midfielders forward.
Now these poor starts, this has happened before for DC United in an opener. As Namath will send it for Gomez. Olsen. Now Erpin coming up. On the wing, it's Moose. But Gomez abused him at times in the first half. Carroll. Jaime Moreno now. They'll send it back, and they'll set it up again. Bobby Boswell on that back line. They were tested and beaten on a couple of occasions. Emilio to shoot, and it's too high.
And you can see Emilio, when he gets just a half window, a little glimpse, he's able to turn and pull the trigger. He did that in the first half a couple times, but they need to get him the ball more often, get him more involved in this game.
Well, Julie, we'll see what's on the mind of Fernando Clevio in the first half. His team got up 2-0, and Alan, you had a chance to chat with the coach.
I did, and Fernando obviously very happy about the 2 goals they scored, Dave, and very happy as well with his new defensive lineup, if you will, with Bonacondul making a rare start for him in goal. The one thing he did expect in the second half was for DC United to come out, be very aggressive. He said they have to stay compact, stay composed, so they're going to come out with their first opening day victory for them in MLS history.
Yeah, this day has really been a black hole for them in their franchise history. Hercules Gomez trying to change that. He did with a goal in the first half. Back to Perkins, who was roughed up in the opening 45 minutes. And is battling with Carroll there. Now Carroll sends it for Moreno. Jaime Moreno. He and Gomez make a terrific scoring team, and Gomez is fouled. And a yellow card as well on Petke. Petke, he will be booked here in the 50th minute of play. It is 2-0 Colorado, and a lame Christian Gomez at the moment. Olsen finds Namath here, cutting it back. Up top, here's Gomez. He'll hold and now gets it off to Erpin. Erpin trying to squeak it inside. Moose. Contact there and a foul just outside the 18. And he's getting shoved down.
And that's one thing Colorado's got to be careful about. You saw it happen at the end of this first half, giving up fouls around their own box. And Christian Gomez, known to be very good at striking these balls, they're going to have to be careful about that in the second half as well. And they're dropping into a very defensive stance. They're going to do that to stay compact and conserve energy, but they also can't get too conservative.
Again, 3 of Gomez's 14 goals last season were on set pieces. The number 10 for DC United. And here comes Gomez on the approach. Knocked down by Condul. Not a terribly difficult save, but he has been equal to the task of everything today.
it went right at him, but hit very hard.
Milosh sending it in, and a header is going to be wide. United trying to get on that scoreboard off the head of Christian Gomez, but wide of the post. Now a crowd of 18,000 gathering here today at Dick's Sporting Goods Park. First game of the season for Major League Soccer in the chill of Denver, Colorado. And Hercules Gomez, who just picked up that foul, the first man to score in the 19th minute. The first goal. Later in the first half, Roberto Brown. Nice job of pulling it back a little bit and then firing for the corner. Made it 2-0 Rapids. Whistle here and another foul, and that will go against Karofsky. Ivan Karofsky. Karofsky has scored 9 goals with the U.S. national team. He is from California. The name may be somewhat misleading if you haven't followed his career. Giroux tried to save it. He could not, and the Rapids have a throw-in. So Colorado on the attack again. Trudeau. Hernandez. Flicked by Beckerman. Intended for Hernandez. Boswell will have to turn the other way. Bobby Boswell, very, very solid. Luciano Emilio. Olsen into the open space. Here comes Kondu coming out. His decisions, which, you know, could go either way on a given day, according to members of his own team and his coaching staff. But today, he's made every right decision.
He has. And you can see the frustration in some of the DC United players. Even some of the experienced ones. Ben Olsen just raising his arms in the air, frustrated with that ball that he laid into space there.
Sandy nodding this one ahead. Gomez. Wanted Brown there. May have caught a break. Here comes Karofsky. Karofsky with a shot knocked down by Perkins.
And again, that's one of the problems with the 3-back that DC United plays. If you have midfielders shooting through forward, you just cannot assume and pick up all those numbers. It makes it really difficult for DC United. They have to have their midfielders tracking that run, and no one tracks Karofsky.
Well, Alan Hopkins, we've been talking about him throughout the day. Fred, who wears number 7 for DC United, he's getting ready to come on here in the chill in Denver.
And Dave, Fred, I guess replacing maybe Freddie Adu, who's now out of Real Salt Lake. Fred, the first DC United player to ever be allowed to wear his first name on the back of his jersey. And the exciting thing about Fred is that he's really been prolific so far for them in the preseason. And he's been a big spark for them. The Brazilian certainly right now has an opportunity to come in and provide a big jolt of enthusiasm and energy to a very flat attack right now for DC. And oh, by the way, Dave, he's sporting the Carmelo Anthony leggings. I think the Brazilian is finding the cold climbs of the Rocky Mountains a little too cold for him.
I was going to say, that will give him a jolt when he gets into that cold air.
The 27-year-old gets a touch. Ahead for Jaime Moreno. Number Federico Carrero de Silva, his actual full name. So
I like Fred.
Fred will work in a pinch for sure. Not the Fred who played and scored in the World Cup against Australia. Currently plays in France. Not the same guy. DC United trying to build something here.
This Fred played for Melbourne in Australia, A-League team, the Victory, and he was the co-MVP of that Australian league, so they were not very happy to see him go.
Hernandez holding. Trying to send a teammate, Terry Cook, down into the corner, but Cook did not take the invitation. Well, how about famous Freds? We may be building one right here in Major League Soccer. Famous Freds, how about the man with the magic hands, Fred Biletnikoff, a Hall of Famer with Oakland. You can't go wrong with Fred Astaire. The great dancer, Or
my favorite Fred.
The guy's pretty good on his feet. And Right Said Fred, the singer, to this soundtrack, which some of us, unfortunately, will never forget. Colorado on top here, 2-0. And a new Fred on, and indeed, a first, getting a chance to wear a single name there on his jersey. Rapids trying to strike again. Spun inside and now knotted out by United.
And I'm surprised with all the new faces that Colorado has and all the changes that they are the ones imposing their style on a very experienced DC United team. They're getting numbers forward. They're getting their midfield forward, which is causing DC United's midfield to constantly play defense. They can't get a rhythm going.
Olsen to Gomez. Fred taps it back for Christian Gomez. Jaime Moreno now. A little bit of open space to work. Fred outside that box and gave it up. And Casale Yinka Casal, the speedy winger, member of the Fulham FC reserve squad, getting ready to come on. Hercules is Urban. Giroux really working hard here in the second half, able to flash some of his speed from time to time.
And being replaced by someone equally as fast. I asked Coach Sohn about Casale Yinka Casal, only 19 years old, and he said he has an incredible upside. He's 6'1", 6'2", fast, technical, and they feel like they've got a real asset here at just 19 years old, and he just needs some time in the system. He's getting just that right now.
The Rapids on top here in the 58th minute. 2-0 over DC United. Open has it tucked away from him by Hercules Gomez. Here's Brown off his chest, unable to control that. Here's Karofsky. Cook had it knocked away from him. Terry Cook, formerly of Manchester United, has had a big impact on this one with 2 assists. It's coming in the first half. Hamilou controlling here. Now back to the keeper. And Pablo Mastroeni with that familiar countenance on the sideline. He's getting ready to come on in. And as you said earlier, Julie, he's not match fit, not for 90 minutes, but he can play a piece. And Colorado wants to get one of their true veterans back on.
He can play a piece and he'll take a piece. That's what that's what I love about him. And what was so interesting in that feature is totally different personalities off the field as on the field. Pablo known for his passion and the way he plays on the field with incredible enthusiasm. Something that's so fun to watch over the years.
Knows how to dress in this weather. They'll be coming on for Jovan Karofsky and Pablo Mastroeni, wearing number 25. Many, many fans in attendance here today. This is a defensive move. Remember the 2002 and 2006 World Cups for the United States.
And with Pablo in the middle next to Kyle Beckerman, it will allow Kyle to get forward a little bit. But again, Colorado sitting on a 2-goal lead. They're not going to want to send too many numbers forward. They're going to play a little more conservative.
Jaime Moreno now. Here's Urban coming forward. Olsen turning and losing it. Greg Banny covering it. Banny finds himself deep in the corner, and Olsen deflects it. Now let's send it down to Alan Hopkins with Jovan Karofsky. Alan?
Jovan, you wanted to hit the ground running. You got 2 goals in the first half. Talk about your role and how this team has come together so far.
Well, it's a great start for us. Today I played in midfield. We played really strong, got off to a good start. The fans have been great. Opened the new stadium, up 2-0. Hopefully we can see it out the rest of the way and win the game.
Is the weather a factor at all today?
Well, it's cold. It's chilly for both of us, but we're, I think, a little bit more used to it than them.
And Bruno Condol, obviously a big starter for you and for you guys in goal. How's he been, and what are you guys looking for him?
Excellent so far. He's very athletic. He just needs to stay calm. He's doing great.
Thanks, Jovan. Appreciate it.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. I think he's handling the weather a little bit better than some of us are. It is a bitterly cold day with a threat of snow. But the Rapids, they're used to it. DeSalle had it knocked away from him. Beckerman. Trudeau here. Hernandez will send it back. And the Rapids in possession. Trying to build an attack. Intended for Hernandez. Deflected. Hernandez stays right with it. Perkins has to scoop it up. Now Nicholas Hernandez applying a lot of pressure here in the second half on this freezing cold day. Fred now get a chance to see some of his energy at work. Beautifully done to his right. Nobody making a run on this effort. Remember, Colorado has never won on opening day. In the past, of course, they've had to share their home with the Denver Broncos.
DC United just unable to get into a rhythm today, whether that's the CONCACAF games and a little fatigue that plays into it, or if it's the emotional wear and tear of that. Talking to Coach Stone, he said, you know, I'm more concerned about how they are emotionally. Those were some games we just went through. It's like we've already gone through our own mini season, and we've yet to get into our first regular season game.
Beckerman will shoot that one high. Perkins had to cover up with the right hand on Kyle Beckerman. It was tipped by Perkins. And so it will be a corner kick coming up for the Rapids, who continue to pressure.
And Beckerman not afraid to wind up from the outside. He hit quite a few last year from long range and finished off some very nice ones.
Terry Cook, dangerous on set pieces. As we have seen today, wearing that number 11 for the Rapids. The outswinger, flicked away by DC United. Here's Moreno, sending it into the center. Well, intended for Emilio, who was charging for it, but couldn't get there in time.
Considerably better marking on that corner kick. I'm sure something was said at halftime.
The impossible is nothing flashback, brought to you by Adidas. 97 MLS Cup. Jaime Moreno scoring in the 37th minute as DC wins 2-1. Moreno is named the MVP when DC United played the Colorado Rapids. Looking for some more magic today in the 64th minute, down 2-0. Mastroeni tied up. He got clipped. And that foul will be on Brian Carroll. His brother Jeff is also on the roster as a midfielder and defender. Glimpse there of Tom Stone, not too happy with the proceedings here in Denver so far. Cook getting free in the corner of the cross. Runga tied up, got to his feet. It's still loose. Hammered away by Hernandez, but into the white jerseys. That was deflected, and a corner coming up here for the Rapids. It got fierce in there.
And a little bit of inexperience shown by Casal, unable to clear it. And again, DC United just looking a little bit disorganized, atypical for them.
So the Rapids with another corner. That'll be Hercules Gomez to take it from this side. He swings in the right foot. Still loose, but Herpin knocks it away. With Brown able to get to his feet very quickly, but could not get off a shot. Gomez now. He'll send it in, aiming for that far post, and aiming for Nicholas Hernandez.
That one was just a case of Bobby Boswell not clearing his line. He kept everyone onside, actually. The back line for DC. When you come out like that, you've got to come out together, and you've got to come out strong, keeping the game condensed, and he was lagging behind just a little bit.
Roberto Brown using his size, but that time he got penalized. Into the 66th minute now in Denver. Brown turning. Herpin sliding in to spoil it, but also whistled here. So the Rapids will have it, and Beckerman will spray it out to Vanning. Berto Brown really getting high up into that attack, calling for the ball time and again. There he is. Cook tried to size up his shot. Beckerman pushed from behind. No whistle, no foul there. Colorado still applying all sorts of pressure. Cook trying to get off that long cross, and he's the man to hit it last. 2-0 Colorado.
What I really like about Terry Cook is that he's willing to take on. He faces players. He tries to create something. You see a lot of players in the MLS who want to pass, who want to play it safe, and you see Terry Cook, you can see why he's the league-leading assist person. It's just he wants to take on.
Major League Soccer Primetime Thursday, presented by Adidas on ESPN2 on Thursday, coming your way 10 Eastern. It's FC Dallas battling the Los Angeles Galaxy. It's available in sparkling high definition on ESPN HD. For more information, log on to soccernet.com. That's coming up on Thursday. Gomez finds Beckerman on the attack. Urban, really a lot of physical contact there with Beckerman. Corner coming up. Urban has his hands full with Kyle Beckerman. Very popular dude here in Colorado. As Kyle's name was announced during the pregame ceremonies, a loud ovation for him. Popular player off the corner. Beckerman trying to settle.
Beckerman much more active once Pablo Mastroeni comes in there. He's like he breathes a sigh of relief, take the ball and chain off and let it go.
So DC United down 2 goals here. Pablo Mastroeni, the captain on defense, getting in the second half. Brings it down. Moreno. Here's Fred trying to squeak through. He took a tumble. No call there. Here's Gomez on the wing. Hercules Gomez, so entertaining to watch. And he's having a ball out here this afternoon. He may be exhausted now, but he's having a great time.
He's loving the 3-back. He's like, I got acres of space out here.
Will everybody send this at me here in 2007? Well, maybe not after today. He scored in the 19th minute. He's been a terror over there. Petke brings it down. Colorado on this expansive pitch, looking very comfortable right now.
In Colorado, their front line is almost a 4-front. They've got their 2 outside midfielders, and Hercules Gomez and Terry Cook pushed so far forward. It's forcing DC United's midfielders, Benny Olsen pushed out to the wide spot, to have to play almost on the back line. Same with Casal.
Fred with the foul.
Very aggressive tactic that's paying off.
Here's Cook. Cook, a deadly crosser of the ball. Trying to find some room to do that. Standing footwork, but he lays it back off for Trudeau. Too far over the head of Hernandez. DC United trying to turn on a counterattack. And a foul here in the 70th minute. Gomez is seemingly in on everything.
People wondered how he was going to adapt from a forward to an outside midfield position. I'd say he's doing quite well.
Rapids trying to strike again. Perkins coming out to be the first man to get to it. And on the other side, Bruno Kandul, the young man from Senegal who was raised in the Bronx, New York, who showed up today in full African regalia. That's how he appeared at the stadium for duty today. He has been very, very good. Karamski, his teammate, complimenting him with Alan Hopkins about 10 minutes ago. But he has played a very, very strong match. Here's Moreno now. looking for Fred, and it's Kondul with another good decision. Getting to it quickly.
And amazing again is that you have a almost completely new back line. I mean, that's difficult. Communication is such a factor, and just getting comfortable with the players in front of you. So Kondul, not only in one of his first starts, he actually had a completely new line in front of him.
Beckerman finds Cook. Cook with a long cross. Just wide. That was Nicholas Hernandez. They almost had number 3. And Cook over here on the right side here in the second half has had the fans very active. He's got them excited. Remember, of course, that Colorado defensively was a very weak side last year, Julie. Brown slides on trying to save it. Got most of it under open.
Very weak side, tied for last in the league, and yet it's one of the reasons they say that they traded Joe Cannon is they wanted to beef up their back line. They needed the cap space for that.
Well, as good as Herculez Gomez has been for Colorado today, Luciano Emilio has been that disappointing for DC United, one of their major signings, along with Fred getting the 2 Brazilians in the offseason to add an already scintillating attack, and it has not gelled today.
And that's really the problem when you can't get your rhythm. It's hard to get your forwards into the game. It's a rhythm DC United is used to having. They like to hold the ball, they like to possess, and they've just been unable to establish their game because Colorado has dictated the tempo.
So Beckerman very stout. He and Fred pushing and shoving after Beckerman stole it away from him. And Kennedy, the referee, will caution here, both of them. By the way, 4 referees have been elevated to full-time status this year in Major League Soccer. That's a first in league history. What kind of effect do you think that'll have?
You want me to say nice things about referees, Dan?
I guess I can't ask that of you.
No, I think it's a very good move. We want them focused entirely on the MLS, not doing other things. I think it's the right move.
Go to take a kick here for the Colorado Rapids. Have been impressive. That phrase was not often attached to the Rapids last year. Cook back to Trudeau. Trudeau keeps on coming. Slides down to keep it alive for Brown. Down he goes. He's screaming for a foul, but they will not give him one. Gomez. Beckerman. Christian Gomez attacking him. Is Pablo Mastroeni now. Very confident looking Rapid side right now up 2-0. Brown. And a knockout one in the direction of Hernandez. Pablo Mastroeni coming up with some force. Beckerman. Out wide, here's Gomez. Brown is down. This shot will be wide, but right now it's Roberto Brown that they're most concerned about on the Rapid side. Hey, let's take a look as we have a moment at the 2006 Goal of the Year, brought to you by Sierra Mist. And it's Brian Ching, the winner, with this bicycle kick in a 1-0 win against DC United back on September 30th, 2006. A stunner.
That's one of the ones you dream about as a kid, scoring. You practice in your backyard and hope you don't break your neck. That's a beauty.
Well, Roberto Brown not thinking about scoring goals at the moment. Just feeling better than he does right now as he gets some treatments. And a big man today, the Bombardier, with a goal of his own. And one of Colorado's biggest acquisitions by way of Uruguay. And scored the first MLS goal he's ever had in the 35th minute. It was after the 19th minute. Herculez Gomez got one. Brown right now off to the side for the Rapids. But he looks like he's getting ready any moment to return. Carroll tried to slow it up. Mastroeni picked it clean. Pablo trying to sweep that one inside for Hernandez. He was making some very good runs here. Cook will chip it. just let it roll on out, but it's DC United running out of chances. And Brown comes back on. Today, the first sellout in Colorado Rapids history, 18,086. So Jovan Kirovski absolutely correct. The fans did come out despite pretty miserable conditions. DC United now trying to get one back. Certainly have the talent to do it. Here's Olsen. Into the box. Henalou there, equal to the task.
Colorado in such command right now. DC United needs to change the game. They've got to get more numbers forward. They are getting nothing out of Ben Olsen on the outside, Casal on the other outside. They're top playing defense this entire half.
Hernandez trying to keep his footing, kind of stumbling forward on that effort. Here's Fred, flicks it back. Gomez, the MVP off to Casal. They're going to make his move back to the right. Boy, good defense here. Here comes Gomez. Every time a promising attack starts to build up for DC United, the Rapids are thwarting it time and time again. Brown back on the pitch, sending it quite wide. And for more on Colorado's excellent defense today, let's go downstairs to Alan Hopkins. Alan?
Dave, what a difference a few months makes, because when you last left the Colorado Rapids, they were the worst defensive team in the league, 49 goals allowed. You wouldn't know it as they made it to the Western Conference Finals for the second straight year. But what Fernando Clavijo did was bring in Greg Vanney, 221 appearances. Brandon Boudreau, 186 appearances. And you add in Ugo Henalou, who's been a starter since he's been in the league. He solidified his defense, and he added depth, because it was very important. Anytime they had any injuries last year, Paul Mastroeni had to go back to the defense, and that had a big hole in the defensive midfield. Now they hope to avoid that this season, but so far so good. When you add in Bona Condul, this may be the formula of success here in Denver this year for the Rapids.
And they talked a lot about in the offseason wanting to shore up, like Alan says, that back line, because there was constant change of players on that back line. There was no consistency, hence the 49 goals they allowed.
Casal deep to the wing. Dribbles inside the box. May have been deflected, was it? Apparently not. That was all Casal.
But what I like most about that back line for Colorado in this game is that they're attacking. They're pushing forward, which is causing so many problems for DC United. If they can continue with that style, you see it with the English Premier League team. You see with the Manchester United, very aggressive style, and they're getting a lot of playmaking out of those outside backs. It's effective.
Hey, Sunday, out of desperation, hope is reborn. Celebrate the beginning of a new life for one incredible family. An unforgettable Easter Sunday Extreme Makeover Home Edition. It's Sunday at 8 o'clock, 7 Central, only on ABC. Julie Foudy, Dave O'Brien with you. Peterson coming on now for Nicholas Hernandez at a hard-working afternoon here in the cold, cold weather in Denver. So Peterson on with those blonde locks. Here comes Olsen. Towards Major League Soccer, awaiting the arrival of David Beckham. Casal. Great pass to Henry into the goal. And there finally, it's Luciano Emilio showing up today. And in style here in the second half to make it a one-goal game.
And this is what's so dangerous about great goal scorers, is they can disappear for an entire game, and then they get one look in front of goal, and they're going to finish that off.
His first MLS goal, here's how it happened.
And two new players for DC United. Casal sending it across. Luciano Emilio able to find a little seam in the middle of the box. Poor marking by Colorado, but finishes it off nicely.
Peterson looking to get that one back for the Rapids in the 80th minute. And suddenly new hope here for DC United. They have had a history on opening days of coming back from seemingly lost causes. Moreno leaving that one behind, and here's Olsen. Shoved aside, but here comes Brown. Roberto Brown has been a lot to handle this afternoon. Trying to keep his footing. That's been tough from time to time today. Moreno to counterattack. Christian Gomez. Back to Jaime Moreno with 105 goals and a brilliant career in Major League Soccer. Also 83 assists to boots.
What a huge goal for DC United, though. Colorado had all the confidence. They were commanding, possessing the ball, and all of a sudden, DC United is back in this game. They're going to have a little sharpness to their step all of a sudden.
Casal with that bullet cross and the header in the back of that goal by Luciano Emilio. Fred cannot control that one on the far side. 2-1 Colorado. 82nd minute. DC United loaded with talent. But the Rattlers, they're showing they're a lot better this year. Peterson is hopping mad. They're extremely angry. The foul by Facundo Urpin, that's who he's screaming at. Took a knock on the head. And Peterson very, very slow to rise here and off balance as well. Going to need some attention here for him. This came on a few moments ago.
He's looking like he can't even stand up.
Yep.
A little dizzy.
He made an effort. Listen to this. Out of anger, directed at Urpin on the foul. Gomez. Gomez taken down. They whistle.
Peterson is still on that sideline. He's not looking well.
Having a heck of a time just getting his balance when he does rise to his feet. And he's still ticked off. Olsen looking for Casal. Casal drawing two defenders. Switch between them. Hook came down to help. And a throw in here. Moreno finds Olsen. Olsen hits the deck hard. Here's Fred. Gomez. Inside for Emilio. Loose for just a moment, but covered by Kondur. Take a look now at our Dick's Sporting Goods game track as we eye the 3 goals so far here today in Denver. First one scored by Herculez Gomez in the 19th minute for Colorado to christen their new stadium. Brown in the 35th minute. Roberto Brown has had a very solid day. Emilio for DC scoring in the 80th minute off the pass from Casal. Look to line up the kick here. Deep into the 84th minute. Top of the box. Olsen can turn and go with this. Neymar finds Urpin. The target of all that anger by Peterson. Has since collected himself. United down by 1. Casal again. Casal inside the box. Stuffed out on that play by Trudeau. Nice job there by Brandon Trudeau. And the whistle. Going to be a handball here on Casal.
Good to see the 19-year-old, though, facing up, trying to take on, get in the box. So when things happen, you try and draw a penalty kick.
Let's go back to the goal for DC United just moments ago.
And again, it's Casal on the flank. He gets a little fortunate here. You're seeing the kick tracks. And totally wide open, Luciano Emilio. Often happens with goal scorers. They have that sixth sense, something I never possessed.
Brown and Neymar after a good battle there. Here's Cook again, sending it in. Pretty serious contact there between Fred and Gomez. Gomez got up howling for a foul. Got no satisfaction here from Kennedy, and more shoving now. Fred's been in the middle of a lot of this since he came on.
Here we're going to get another look at it. Terry Cook's just been so active on the outside. Fred giving that little bump before the ball had even arrived. Smart play again.
Now Colorado 18 fouls, DC United with 15. Time running short though on United as the Rapids try to do something that they have never done, and that is win on opening day.
What's surprising to me is it's the 86th minute. DC needs a goal, and yet they haven't gone into a more aggressive attacking mode.
Here's Hercules Gomez. Gomez certainly one of those contending for man of the match here. Orkin trips him up. There is no whistle. And United, one of their last chances here, sending it out wide. Emilio cutting it back inside. Olsen, Emilio blocked. That was Petke. And Petke's had a very strong day. Number 12 for the Rapids. Well, when we came on the air for our Major League Soccer First Kick 2007, the season opener, and you're forced to do this because DC United has so much talent. We talked a lot about United, and in fact they brought 3 individual award winners back from last year, including the MVP Christian Gomez. They've added a lot of talent in both Fred and Emilio, the Brazilians, to that mix. But the Rapids have done great work protecting their brand new stadium here today, at least so far. Not over yet. Here comes Olsen trying to save it. That one will roll on out. He could not get to it in time. But a great effort by Ben Olsen. Well, you're always going to get that from Ben.
It's what people have always loved about him. He just lays everything out on the field. And the versatility of a player like that. He started in the midfield, in the center of midfield today. Now he's on the outside. Still chasing down balls in the 88th minute.
But quite a day for this young man. The 6'2" product of Senegal and lately of the Bronx, New York. David Kandul, the Spider, moments away from picking up a victory. Not a shutout, but there is still time for DC United to spoil the whole day for him.
And there was a lot of discussion with Buna being so young and inexperienced, and Zach Thornton is the new acquisition, 33-year-old, lots of experience, who would play.
Well, here's Buna earlier today coming to work in his African regalia, very, very proud of his heritage. He had a lot of teammates inside the locker room at that time. I was dying to see the entire team react to his outfit, but very interesting young man. And quite a day for him, after spending most of the time in the reserve division last year. Olsen hollering for it, and Perkins will boom this one. But we are into the 90th minute.
In Colorado, if they can hold on to this, will try and make sure this confidence carries them through into these first games of the season, because last year they weren't able to even break out a streak. Two-game winning streak was about the longest they had. Hovered around 500 the entire season.
And for DC United, you know, since Peter Novak won his United debut in 2004, in the season opener, new coaches are 0-2-6 in the season opener. Brown to Cook, who has 2 assists today. 3 minutes of stoppage time here in Denver. United trying to build an attack and at least get the equalizer here. Rolled too far, no one making a run down into that corner. Kandul with Fred approaching. So the new Rapids uniforms, the burgundy of the Colorado Avalanche and the blue of the Denver Nuggets. They've worked out beautifully. Here's Brown with Perkins rising up. Roberto Brown made some great runs today. He has a goal to show for all of his efforts as well. Knocks that one back for Olsen. Christian Gomez with 2 men around him. Beckerman goes down. Olsen. Christian Gomez with a fall, but no call. Brown again, working hard. Here he comes. But the offside flag, there's going to be a foul. A foul on this play. Well, it looked like Roberto Brown had another one, which would have been his second of the day.
Wow. I'd like to see that one again.
Olsen can't control, spoiled by Mastroeni. Beckham with a little miss kick there, but he got away with it. And Kandul will crush this one. Into stoppage time. 1 more minute remaining. Colorado 2, DC United 1. Hercules Gomez. Spinning that one by Urban. Would not get through, however. Moreno, he knows time is running short. He's tied up. And Moreno grabbing at his head. This will bring a yellow card to Greg Vanney. Lunging out with his arms to slow down the star, Jaime Moreno.
And this is where Jaime Moreno is so good. He's going to go at you. He knows he's got to create something. Greg Vanney showing a little bit of experience there, saying, I can give up a foul in the middle of the field. That's okay.
Final seconds here. Olsen stopped by Kandul. And is that ever the exclamation mark on his day?
He did well to hold on to that, too. It's wet with the snow, slick, no bobble, kept everything tight there.
Final seconds here. The Rapids can't wait for that clock to finally run out here in stoppage time. And there it is, finally the whistle. This one is over, and Colorado has won it 2-1 over DC United. Renato Clavio, they're very happy, but at the same time angry at someone. Dan Hoppenmatty has to be held back here. They must be delighted with the victory, but got a little chippy there at the end. Peterson grabbing at his head late in the match. Kandul getting some big hugs from his teammates. He had a very, very solid day, the young goalkeeper for Colorado in the victory. And we'll be back with the Honda man of the match when we return to Denver.
I'm Josie Altuve, and this is my story. When I was 5, I kicked the ball too hard. Parents were afraid I would hurt the other kids, so I had to play with the 8-year-olds. My weapon was gone. I was scared. But you just got to fight for everything.